to get an idea of the real flow, because this is something you can use to your advantage. If you go to Filings Pro here, Filings Pro or Finviz, that's kind of probably what most people use to get their information. I like Filings Pro just because it's nice, like it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit more organized. Shows you all the whatever offerings and stuff they have down here. So if we go over to Carve here for a second, so if you look on here, it says the floats, half a 500,000 or whatever it is. Shares outstanding, gives you your market cap. Short float on this thing is 50%. Institution owned, 14%. So you can get all that information from Finviz as well. Shares float here, I got it highlighted, showing the same. Short float showing the same. But one thing you can do here is if you go over to like BAM SEC, this is a free website. I don't know if you guys have ever used this or not, but I have an account on it, but it is free. It'll give you most of the information you need for free. So if you type in, whatever ticker you're looking at, you go to the most recent filing here, and then all you got to do is just Control F, type in held by non-affiliates, and then yeah, you can see it highlighting right there, held by non-affiliates. So it says right here, as of June 28, 2021, there was 3.467 shares of common stock outstanding, right? So it's you look over here on Finviz and Filings Pro, it's telling you there's 500,000, but you check the filings, it's telling you there's 3.5, right? So the float's way higher than everybody thinks it is, and that can play a big factor in how you're trading, right? Whether you're long or short, just to give you a better idea of how this thing's moving, how many people are short. So that's just I just kind of wanted to point out that little.
That's a really good resource, man. I think reading the filings and reading the prospectus, especially with these new IPOs, whatever, it is one of the most useful things that you can do, because a lot of the data that you find on these like third-party apps, they're usually not accurate. And there's a lot of things that you can find out about, like insider holding and share lockups. Like you get into an IPO and you don't know that, like, oh, on a certain day, 2, 3 weeks from now, a bunch of executives have a bunch of stock that they can just let go and just dump the market. And as Kaylin's saying, it's really important to know the share count, like the free trading share count, because it's both a blessing and a curse. Like if a stock is in an uptrend and or there's really good positive news or like a nice press release, a little bit of buying can send that stock soaring 10, 20%. But if there's bad news, that stock can just tumble and go right through support. And with the large caps, you don't get that because they are so liquid and there's so many shares out there. But it's really good. I think it adds to like the credibility that there's so many shares, there's so many holders, it's super liquid. You can sell, if you want to sell a share of Apple or a share of Amazon, you can do that in a second.
Yeah, for sure. That's why it's so important to watch for volume on these things too, right? Because once they start to thin up, you can get trapped and you can't get out of your positions.